Hello, my name is April Houston.
Hello, my name is Ty.
My name is Seth.
I'm Arthur.
My name is Ville.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
And we are.
Today, we're going to talk about technology, and more specifically, how technology is used within an organization as a communication tool. Remember the times when we used to type everything by hand, how long it would take, and how people would complain about your handwriting not being readable. To create a simple document, we have moved away from handwriting to typing with computers. Remember when we used to burn CDs, use floppy disks, servers, and flash drives. Nowadays, we're able to storage all that information in the clouds or storage units that don't require physical parts to move around the information. Remember when we used to copy all the paperwork by carbon printing and handwriting it down? How long it would take? So very, very long. Too long. That's why we have printers and copying machines to ease up the workload. Because of the evolution of technology, companies and organizations have managed to take their business ideas to a whole nother level. It is insane how much time we can cut down, how effectively we can communicate, and most importantly, how well we can manage the information load because of these tools. In this video, we're going to examine some of the technological changes that have happened in recent years. We're also going to focus on communication models that explain the process in organizations. And lastly, we examine the effects, specifically how social media is used within an organization as a tool.
Technology has changed the way we communicate with individuals. From voicemails, conference calls, texting, smartphones, and even social media, technology has radically changed organizations in the last 20 years. In 1996, there were only 400 emails sent daily, compared to in 2016 when 192 billion were sent daily. With this global phenomenon, 14% of all emails have come from North America. The internet has also changed the way we send and receive information. We can now look up anything from any point in time and conduct business very differently than in the past. Social media outlets such as Facebook and Twitter have become particularly influential. With the internet being ever more popular, we now have a holiday called Cyber Monday, which is one of the busiest online shopping days of the year. Electronic messages are delivered within seconds and much faster than the now outdated standard of fax machines or even physical mail. New technologies allow organizations to adapt asynchronous communication. What this means is communication between individuals can occur instantaneously. An example found online is a phone conversation. Each participant can talk freely and are not limited to just sending or receiving a message. Another advancement from technology is we are now able to collaborate with individuals around the globe instantaneously, a feat that was previously impossible.
Many people see a new ICT and don't immediately accept it and use it because of the fact that there is not enough critical mass of individuals that use the technology. Critical mass is defined as the minimum size or amount of something required to start or maintain a venture. In this case, the something is the number of users. For example, if I were to start a new social media platform, I would need people to actually use my platform in order for it to catch on. If I can get enough people to use my platform, it may become the next Twitter or Facebook. But if I do not get enough people to use my platform, it will not take off.
One of the first models proposed to the understanding of choices organization members make about communication technology was the media richness model proposed by Richard Daff and Robert Lingle. For example, if a manager were faced with a task of reminding employees about an upcoming meeting, what communication medium will be used to send the message? Face-to-face communication, phone, and more email. To explain such communication choices, theories first suggested organizational communication task ambiguity, which refers to the existence of conflicting and multiple interpretations of an issue. Consider, for example, the situation described previously. Media richness theories then combine the notion of task ambiguity with the notion of media richness and argue that managers will choose media that match the ambiguity of the message. That is, when dealing with a highly ambiguous task, managers will choose the richness communication medium, but when dealing with the communication message how low in ambiguity, managers will opt for a lean communication medium. Study by contractors Sibold and Heller found that perceptions of a group decision-making system were more strongly influenced by the attitudes of others than by demographic characteristics or system attributes. Recent research has expanded these ideas by considering more details about what kinds of social information are most crucial with regards to ICT usage.
Technologies do not determine outcomes and the effect of any communication technology. It depends on the manner of which it is used by the organization. An example is the user of a smartphone can choose to use all its features, like accessing directions, listening to music, watching videos, or using social media. Or they can choose to use their phone for making and receiving calls. This shows a range of ways which informational communication technology has influenced the workplace. Some of the effects are very apparent. One observation is that new technologies make already existing technologies better rather than replacing them, thus affecting organizations that adopt new communication technology positively by increasing the amount of communication. One negative effect is we are constantly drowning in data and communication technology. Things like junk email can affect organizations' productivity. The mass of information we deal with can be overwhelming. The other effects communication technology can change are communication patterns and power in the workplace. For example, texting and email can enhance the development of workplace friendships. The effects of information technology can be particularly pronounced during times of organizational crisis.
There are 4 types of business technology for communication that organizations should be using. Some of them are relatively standard in the marketplace today. The first is business class phone system. Having the ability to control a phone system is really essential for any organization. With the business class phone system, you are able to have multi-line phones, 3-way calling, conference calling, call forwarding, call waiting, and voicemail transcription. Each of these features are customizable to your organization, offering the most flexibility and convenience. The second is business class email. Like having a business class phone system, having a business class email is another essential. What this means is you can have more control and security over company emails than if you were to use Gmail or Hotmail. This also can give a more professional look and can decrease security risks. For example, you could have at companyname.com instead of at gmail or at yahoo.com. The third is business class internet. Business class internet is crucial for any organization. With so much of our work now done online and in the cloud, employees need to be online at the same time. Having hundreds of employees online requires a step above residential internet. Employees could be submitting payroll information, updating onboarding, or even purchasing materials, and all of these are crucial to running a business. The fourth and final type of technology that businesses should be using is cloud storage. This goes in hand with business class internet. If you were going to be using cloud storage, you would need a high bandwidth, which residential internet might not be able to provide. Having documents in the cloud is a great convenience. 2 employees could be working on the same document at the same time. If you also work from home one day, you could access the company server and continue working on anything that you would be in the building. This also allows for backing up of data and sharing files or information with ease.
Social media, public relations to politics and justice. Online technology has the most potential to change organizational communication patterns with the increasing prevalence of social media. For individuals, social media can contribute to processes like job searches. It can also help work groups give simple, inexpensive ways to organize group members through social media. Social media has developed a huge role in representing an organization to the public. This can really help nonprofit organizations for representation to key stakeholders. The concept of organizing that informational technology has, especially through social media, on the process of organizing political and social justice movements. For example, much of Barack Obama's campaign success in 2012 came from harnessing the power of social media and organizing voters for his campaign. The effect of information technology on learning and professional service organizations. This study examines the relationship between organizational experience and productivity in professional service organization. The research addresses the effect of information technology on the relationship between organizational experience and productivity. The hypothesis is to examine the relationship between production experience and productivity in a professional service organization. Also, to investigate the effect that experience with information technology has on this relationship. The magnitude and type of benefit that an organization can expect from information technology depends on the use of the technology. Information technology that does not add value to the information that it collects will not improve organizational performance. Informational communication technology must help users gain knowledge in order to significantly improve productivity. Information technology can offer more organizational flexibility, and managers need to realize dramatic increases in productivity will not necessarily appear.
Although the use of computer technology in classrooms is an innovative approach to teaching, teachers with creativity might not use technology as intensively as they use other creative strategies in the classroom. Such, 8 teachers who won an award for creative teaching were interviewed. Out of those teachers, two major issues were explored, which by then the study and the results have came back that after the teachers they studied integrated technology into creative teaching, then they found out that they identified that the factors that influence teachers' use of technology in teaching. The identified factors were classified into 4 categories. Environmental, which is how they use teaching skills in the environment outdoors. Personal, how they relate back to their life, their example of personal life issues. Social, how they're out in public doing things and things occur. And curricular issues, like such as doing activities and things occur, or to help encourage the kids or in the classroom to help benefit them in different ways. Technology change and often seen as something that follows as logic, something we may welcome or about which we may protest, but which we are unable to alter fundamentally. This reader challenges that assumption, and its discussion contributors demonstrate that technology is affected at the fundamental level by the social context in which it develops. General arguments are induced about the relation of technology to society, and different types of technology are examined. The technology of production, domestic and reproductive technology, and military technology. The book draws on authors from Karl Marx to Cynthia Cockburn to show that production technology is shaped by social media relations in the workplace. It moves on to technologies of the household and biological reproduction, which are topics that male-dominated social science has tended to ignore or traversely, though these are actual of crucial significance where power-shaping factors are at work, normally unnoticed. The final section asks what shapes the most frightening technology of all, the technology of weaponry, especially nuclear weapons. The editors argue that social sciences have devoted disproportionate attention to the effects of technology on society and tended to ignore the more fundamental question of what shapes technology in the first place.
On the downside, research has also been able to show us some significant negative results on how technology has affected our face-to-face communication. In the research done by Emily Drago from Elon University, Recent technological advancements have had drastic impact on the way individuals communicate. In this research, the previous studies were analyzed, field observations were conducted, an online survey was administered to determine the level of engagement individuals have with their cell phones, other technologies, and with each other in face-to-face situations. Findings suggest that technology has a negative effect on both the quality and quantity of face-to-face communication. Despite individuals' awareness of the decrease to face-to-face communication as a result of technology, more than 62% of individuals observed on Elon's campus continue to use mobile devices in the presence of others.
Oh, I didn't even know we had homework. I didn't do it. Go.
For example, if I were to use... What the f... If I were to start a news... For example. Come here, man. Alright, I'm gonna do this shit for people to actually use my platform in order for it to catch on. If people get... For example, if I can get enough... What you
Did this take like the whole class period?
No, like 30. Right.
Let me just
Practice.
use all its features, like accessing directions.
Because of the evolution of technology, companies and businesses have managed to take your effectiveness.
The way we can send and receive messages, not messages, information.
It's fine. These social informational process models possessed by these theories are used at communication between coworkers, supervisors, customers, and others. Perfect. Now turn the other way, like that way. Yeah.
For example, if I were to start...